Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about maps. We are going to discuss cartography, map types, map legends, various elements of a map, insets, map projections, contour and ratio lines, different scales that are used in maps. So this video is going to be very informative, plus all that we are going to cover is part of BTTM Bachelor in Travel and Tourism Management first SAM syllabus of PTU Punjab Technical University. So for the students of BTTM first semester PTU, this video is going to help you guys because there's a lot of time there are questions from this topic. You are asked questions carrying 2 marks from different terminologies and 5 marks about various elements of a map, various map projections. So watch this video until the end, and for all of you, if you are preparing for net examination, net JRF in tourism, then you should make this habit that you are open to everything that is coming to you, every kind of knowledge, because in the competitive examination there are not questions from only one particular university syllabus. Because when I started teaching, I was from one university, I studied in one university, but when I started teaching in other colleges of various other universities, then I was exposed to the syllabus, to the new syllabus of these universities, and I got to learn so many new things that helped me crack UGC net examination, JRF especially, because earlier net I was qualifying with the help of the syllabus that is there. But when I started learning the syllabus from different universities, I was exposed to more knowledge. I could learn many new things that helped me crack GRF. I could score more. So that's why I just wanted to tell you guys, if you are preparing for net, then you should be open to the knowledge that is coming, may it be from environment, from any tourism or non-tourism, because there's so much that is available these days on internet also, and paper one is also very important, and you should know everything, try to learn everything. Okay, so a lot of lectures now. Let's begin the video. First of all, what is cartography? Cartography refers to the study of maps and the process of map making. It is the study of map making, study and practice of map making, and it involves a lot of knowledge about geography, knowledge about designing, knowledge about drawings, and there are a number of new technologies that are available now, and you should know about all these things in cartography. And it's basically the study of map making and the process of map making. Okay, so map is basically a diagrammatic representation or pictorial representation of an area of land. Okay, so if you have any area, you can draw that on a piece of paper with the help of diagrams, and pictorial representation of an area is called a map. Map is just representing that landmass, that actual area, on a piece of paper, on a two-dimension sheet, a paper. So that is called a map. Through map we can show various political boundaries, landmass, sea body, water bodies, sea, ocean, lakes, streams, and all that, gulfs, bay. So a lot of information is there on maps. There are many maps that are containing information related to human geography also, like we have population maps, we have soil type maps of soil types of a country or a region. Then we have maps that are showing the climate of that region. So there are maps help us understand the geography, the human geography, physical geography in a better way. So map is a piece of paper on which the actual area is shown through diagrams, through pictorial representation. It is the actual surface on a two-dimension paper, 2D surface. Okay, so that is called a map, like we all have these days Google Maps on our phones. Then we have two different types of maps. One is reference maps, or we can say general purpose maps. Okay, so like I said, there are Google Maps that are available nowadays on our phone, our laptops, our internet, our different equipments that we are having. So a general reference map or general purpose map is something where you will have a lot of information, a lot of information about the common features of a place. Okay, like we have a map of city map, a village map. Okay, like we have on Google Map. If you are browsing Google app, Google map, then you know that there are so many features on Google Map. You can view the geographical terrain, you can view the political boundaries, you can view the rail links, road links, rivers, mountains. So a lot of is there. So a lot of information, there's a variety of common features, variety of information on a general reference map or a general purpose map. And we have thematic maps. So thematic map is a special purpose map. To the other name for a thematic map is special purpose map, because it is showing a one single variable, one particular feature of an area. Like we have a climate map, like we have a physiography map, like a soil type map, agricultural map, population density map. So in this map, the special purpose map or thematic map, we are only touching the one particular aspect, one particular variable of an area that is shown. All the other information that is there is ignored in case of thematic map. But on a general reference map, you will find a lot of information related to so many things. So it's a general map, like we have a Google Map on our phones. But if you have a atlas, an atlas is a book that is there in market. And if you must be knowing about that. We all had that in our school days. So in atlas you will find a number of maps that are showing only one particular aspect. There are physiography map, and we sometimes used to get confused about the political boundaries when we used to browse these maps. There were maps that are showing only one particular feature, maybe the forest cover, maybe the soil types, and there was no political boundaries given. So that was one problem I used to face in those thematic maps. So thematic maps are not the general purpose maps. These are they contain only one kind of information. They introduce you to one variable on an area of an area, only one variable. They introduce only one variable they show of that land area that is shown on the map. Okay, so that is the difference between reference map and a thematic map. Reference map is a general purpose map, and a thematic map is a special purpose map. Now coming to history of cartography, as we all know, the cartography is the study of maps, study of map making, and practice of map making. So the first existence of map dates back to 6200 BC. It was in Anatolia. Now, Anatolia is present day Turkey. It was the Western Asian peninsula in the ancient time. Now, we have here one picture that is there in Anatolian Civilization Museum of Ankara. Ankara is a city in Turkey, and where you will find this painting that is depicting the streets and house position. So, houses and streets are shown on a wall. Okay, so it's a wall painting. Wall paintings are also known as murals. Okay, we have two types of paintings, murals and frescoes. In frescoes we use watercolors to paint them. Okay, so we have a mural painting that is there. Now it is housed in Anatolian Civilization Museum of Ankara in Turkey. So that painting depicts the streets and house positions. So that was kind of a map where the positions, the real world is shown on two-dimensional surface. So on a painting. So that was the first reference of any map existence of any map in history, that is from Anatolia, that is now housed in Anatolian Civilization Museum. So however, some believe that it's not a map. These are just the leopard skin or some paintings drawn on a wall. But for many historians believe that it's a map. It's a map that is showing the streets and house positions of the region of that particular area in Anatolia. One more is the clay tables at Babylonians. Okay, so it is also found that Babylonians used to have maps, a local map that was limited to local knowledge only, and it had even the depictions also. Some depictions are also there. So so historians have found Babylonians clay tables where you will find the maps in historical period, in the earlier ages, in the earlier times, the existence of map. Okay, we have few writers, few authors also, like Ptolemy. Okay, so Ptolemy, he wrote 8 books that are guide to geography, and in his books he had attempted to map major locations. He gave them coordinates, he gave them latitude and longitude, and that was how he shown a place on a map. Their location was shown. So it was in 140 AD. He introduced the location system, the grid system in his guide to geography. So he has written 8 different books, and he was one geographer. We have one more geographer, that is Gerardus Mercator. He gave in 1569 Mercator projection. So we are going to learn about Mercator projection in the end of this video. So he was also one who is credited with introducing Mercator projection, that is Gerardus Mercator, in the year 1569. He introduced to the world the Mercator projection that is now widely accepted in world maps. Okay, so now coming to various mapping methods, how can we create map? Nowadays there are so much of technological advancements. So we have computer generated terrain also. So terrain of a place is generated through computers, through coding, and we have aerial photography that is used. Okay, so pictures are clicked from aerial photography is there. There's radar signals through which we can generate the images of Earth. We have Landsat, that is satellites. Through satellites you can have the images of Earth surface. Like we have remote sensing. Remote sensing is basically you are acquiring the information of an object by not actually being in his proximity. Okay, so if it's an object, you are not in physical proximity with that object. You from a distance can get information about that object. That we do in Landsat also. So we have remote sensing through which we can generate maps. Through satellites you click pictures of Earth's surface. And there's a GIS also, geographic information system, that is basically the framework within which you create the maps, within which you get the information, analyze that information, acquire that information. Okay, so that is GIS, geographical information systems, and these two are very uh, new fields of study, fields of technology, and there's a lot of advancements nowadays. And we have now coming to the maps. So question that is always asked to BTTM students is to write the must have elements for a map. Okay, so in a map you will find these many things that we are going to discuss now. First one is title. Okay, so title is very important. It will give you the idea about the map. It will give you the objective, the general purpose why that map is created. Okay, so here in this map you can spot there's title, that is that reads population density and population change in the United States of America 1980 through 1990. So there's, from the title we can understand that it's a population density map of United States of America. So title is very important to get the idea about the map, to get the general purpose, the objective of making that map. Okay, so title, in every map you will find a title. Okay, so title, the heading. Okay, so that is showing the purpose, the objective of making that map. Next we have source. So source is always given to ensure the credibility of knowledge, the information that you are showing on the map. So on the map you must be, if you have noticed that on a map there's always the name of department that has published that map. Okay, if it's a climate map, then maybe the name of the department is shown. Or if it's a forest covered map, any map, there will be always a department name, which department is publishing this map. So source is given always to ensure the credibility of map. From the source you can understand that who has made this map, who has created this map, and how authentic the information can be. From the source you can get the idea. Even it is nowadays not considered ethical to use maps without crediting that source. So always on a map you will find a source and an author. So here in this map name of the author is given. Author is kind of a source. Okay, and if a department name is given or the name of the author is given, now here author's name is given, so that is also a source. Now coming next we have date. So date is mentioned. So just below the author we have the creation date or created on 10/10/2013. So 10th of October 2013 this map was created. So date is always given on a map. Then we have grid system. Grid system is basically the latitude and longitude lines. Okay, we have meridians of longitude, we have parallels of latitude, and they show, these are the coordinates that shows the they show the location of a place. So we have already covered the latitude and longitude lines, and these are very important in geography because they ensure the actual location of a place. We can find out the location through coordinates of that place. Now on a map you will always find latitude and longitude lines. If a map of a nation is there, then you will always spot the latitude and longitude limits of that country. So these will be there on a map. Then we have compass or north arrow. It is very important because it shows the right direction. Okay, so here on this map we have this north arrow that is there to show the north direction of the map. So north direction is there. If you have no north direction, then a compass will be there on a map that is showing there will be a red colored arrow that will show you the north direction. If you are browsing Google Earth, you will find on the right hand corner, you will find a compass. If you click on that compass, because while we are browsing Google Earth, we always lose the location, lose the right direction. We lose the right. If you are lost with the direction, then you can go to the compass button and click on that, and that will correct for you the map direction. They will correct that. So north arrow represent the north direction of arrow, or north arrow, red arrow or north arrow, and written on it will show you the right north direction of a map. Okay, so that will show you the correct direction of the map. So there will be always a compass or a north arrow there on a map made. Okay, so that is north arrow or compass. That is also one of the important feature of a map, or one of the very important element in a map. Then we have legends. Legends are basically the symbols, or maybe the patterns, or maybe the colors, or maybe the lines that shows the information about a map. Like here you can see there are different colors in boxes, and there is the description of them. So this will show on a map. You cannot write everything. You cannot write the things that you want to show to the readers. So you will make some patterns, make some colors, or use some picture symbols basically, or maybe some lines to show rivers, to show mountains, to show any hotel edge, or maybe to religious place you will show some holy symbols. So that is how you can give the information about the area through these diagrams. These are called legends, map legends. Okay, we are going to talk about it later also. Then we have insets. Okay, so insets are important. Insets, there are three insets used in this map. First one is this. So these are basically quadrilateral boxes, or rectangle, or a square that is made on the corner, on one corner, or maybe here we have three different insets. So insets show you the more zoomed in information about a map. So like here you can see there are map, and some of the information is zoomed out. Okay, so here you can see there's zoomed in information. And in some other map, if there's a map of Delhi, okay, like here I'm showing, let me make you create a map for you. For example, it's a map of Delhi city. Okay, here we have Delhi city map is there, something like this. Okay, so on the sides you may have a inset that is showing the India. Okay, like India is just something like this. Okay, so here if I am creating in, sorry for the bad drawing, let me erase everything then create it again. So here for example we have map of city Delhi, maybe like this. Okay, I don't know the map. So on inset you will have India. Okay, like this, India like this. Okay, okay, something like this. So here we have India, then location of Delhi will be shown here, Delhi. Okay, so that is the insets. That is what insets are. Insets are for the more detailed information about a place. So if it's a Delhi city map, then to show the location of Delhi, you will draw a map of India on inset, and where you will show the location of Delhi. And here like here different locations are shown on the inset. So these are zoomed in information, and it's zoomed out information, location of all that there is on map. So insets are used to give the more detailed information about the location, about the area. Like here, this region is zoomed in. So this region is zoomed in and shown here. Okay, okay. So that is how it works. So insets are basically the on the corners you will find a quadrilateral in which some detailed portion, a map and its detailed portion is there. There's same. There's north arrow also. Okay, so direction is also given on insets also, and they can be zoomed in information, there can be zoomed out information. Okay, like for example, the location of Delhi in India is shown on insets of Delhi map, and here so locations of one particular region is shown. So one particular region is drawn inset and there is given the detailed zoomed in view of that location. So that is basically inset. And we have scales. Scales are used to show the accuracy of a map. Like we cannot draw a map like I drawn here. So I did draw a map here, and that was basically not even good in drawing as well as in scale. Okay, so scale is to ensure there's a good ratio of the area. If a region is big, that should appear big in the map. If a region is small, then that should appear small. That we ensure through scale. So these are scales. This one is scale, this one is scale. Okay, so here we use different scales. Let's learn about scales in detail. So there are three different types of scales. These are to represent the accuracy of distribution of the space. First one is bar scale. Okay, so here we have first one, bar scale or graphical scale. It is just a line, you must be knowing about it, like I shown you here. So a scale is drawn, there's 0, there's 3. So this long line will represent 3 kilometers. Okay, like here it's 0 and it's given 400 kilometer. So this long line will show 400-kilometer distance. So that is a bar scale, that is a graphical scale. You were representing an area through graph. And another is lexical scale, that is simple statement we use. So one simple statement is here, 1 inch represents 16 miles. So 1 inch on the map represents 16 miles of actual land area. So that is how you ensure the accuracy of map. We have one more type of scale, that is representative factor, RF, that is basically a ratio. Drawing size divided by actual size, like here 1 ratio 10,000. Okay, 1 ratio 1 lakh. So that is representative factor. Or like this, we can we can have representative factor like this, or like ratio, or like this fraction. Okay, so this is basically drawing size divided by actual size. So actual size of a place divided, drawing size is divided by actual size. So that is to show that your map looks accurate, to ensure the accuracy of your map. So it's the expression of ratio of distance in the map. It corresponds to the distance on the earth's surface. Okay, so how much of on map, okay, it represents how much of the actual surface is the basically concept of scale. On the basis of scales we can categorize the types of a map also. One is large scale map and one is small scale map. Large scale map is basically a more large details, a large amount of details about a place. Like here, if a city map is there, if a village map is there, there will be a lot of information shown on that map. But on a world map you cannot really find the information about cities. Or at most you will only find the uh, political boundaries of countries on a world map, or the capitals of the countries, but not more than that. You can have on a world map. So that is a small scale map. There's only few information, there's only small amount of details about the area that is shown on a map. But on a large scale map you can have a lot of information about that area, like a village map and like a world map. So on a small scale map you are only having this small information, this small amount of information, few information about that area. But on a large scale map you will have more detailed information, the street views, the house views, and everything. So that is large scale and small scale map. The scale, particularly the scale used in those maps, are the on the basis of scales we can classify map types. Moving next, we have legends. We already talked about it. These are the symbols to understand easily the information that is there on map, and your map looks beautiful, clean. If you have these symbols, if you are to write all this information on the map, that map will not be easily that map will look very bad. Okay, so that's why we use various symbols, like here bus stop, hospital. So various symbols are there, various lines are there, or we can use various colors or even the patterns like this. Okay, like this pattern, like pattern like this. Okay, so we can use various symbols, many things to represent the information that you want to depict on that map, like rivers, roads, railroads. Like for a stream, this symbol is used, this line, the curvy line, the blue colored line. For roads, you can use red color. For a national road, for a national highway, for a state highway, for a local road, you can use various symbols, various lines, various patterns to show the different area, their vegetation, their forest cover, their geographical terrain. So that is how you can represent your map through legends. Map legends are basically the color patterns, the symbols, the lines that are used to show the information on a map. Moving next, we have contour and hachure lines. These are to show physical relief of a place. Physical relief are basically the altitude of a place. Okay, lowland, highland, so that is called a physical relief of a place. And this is basically the high ground and low ground, the difference between them. So we can use two different ways to show these physical relief features of a place. One is hachure lines. These are older mode. These used to be in older times. We used to use hachure lines or hill shading. That is basically the place which has more densely lines, that will be having more altitude, more height, and the lines that are scattered, that are not overlapping, that are not so densely drawn, that are scattered, they will show the less height. So like here, this region has very dense lines, so this is the highest region, and these are, here you can see there are lines that are scattered, they show low altitude. So that is the concept of hachure lines. But nowadays, in modern times, in modern maps, we use contour lines. Contour lines also show peaks, heights also, and the type of region that is. Okay, so like here we have very circle with very less radius, or we can say diameter, that will have more height. If you are moving on one line, you will have only one altitude. Okay, so on single line the same altitude is drawn, and the arch, or we can say these ellipse, or we can say arcs, having more diameter, more radius, will be having less altitude, and the smaller circle will have more height. So that is the concept of contour lines. You must have had somewhere seen these lines on a map, basically on a topographic map, the maps that are showing topography of a place, the kind of surface there is there, the kind of geography is there, the kind of physical relief is there. Before the times of Google Maps and the computer generated terrains, the geographer used to use these lines to show the altitude, to show the topography, to show the physical relief of the areas through these lines. Okay, and the last one, map projection. So map projection is systematic and orderly drawing of grids of parallels of latitude and meridians of longitude, used to represent the spherical surface of the earth or part of it on a reduced scale on a flat piece of paper. So every map is distorted in either area, distance, or shape. So we have earth that is in elliptical shape, and we have to draw it on a piece of paper, that is two-dimensional paper. So we use projections. We project that area on a paper, and that involves a technique that is maybe in three different types. We can categorize that projection. That is, one is conic, cylindrical, and azimuthal. Okay, so there are three different kinds of map projections. Further, we have various geographers, they have named their projections on their names. Okay, but broadly we have three different projections through which we can project the surface of earth on a piece of paper. We have to mold the earth into a cylinder, that is cylindrical projection, we have to mold the surface into a cone, that is conic, and we have to mold the surface on a planar plane. Like we have on poles, the area is plane, the flattened surface it is. So we have to put the sheet of paper here and we will draw the area, and rest of the region we will project on this paper, that is known as azimuthal projection. So there are three different projections. Talking about Mercator projection that we mentioned in earlier in this video, that is basically used in world maps, and that is a cylindrical projection. So we have to mold earth's surface into a cylinder, and that is used by Mercator. In 1569 he introduced to the world the Mercator projection, and it is distorted also. Like here I said, all the maps are distorted either in area, either in distance, or in shape. Okay, so maybe there will be distortion of area or distance or shape. Like here in Mercator projection, Africa looks so small. However, on a Google map, if you see, Africa is so big, so large, but on the map you can see it's small. It is comparatively small. Likewise, we have Antarctica. As we see, as we know, the poles are on the poles we have small length latitudes, and in the equator we have long latitude lines. Okay, so this is how Earth is. So if you have to mold this into a paper, then this and this will become equal. So this area will be enhanced, this area will be enlarged. That is why you can see the Antarctica is only this much of size, but it on a map you can see it's scattered all over the map. Okay, so that is there. Distortion of area, distortion of area of Africa, distortion of area in this region, in Antarctica, in this region. Okay, so all this region is distorted in Mercator projection. Likewise, in conic projection also there's distortion, and in azimuthal projection also there's distortion of some kind. So that is the concept of map projection. Map projection is basically when we systematically and orderly draw the surface, earth surface, on a piece of paper, that is called map projection. And on world maps we use Mercator's projection. So that's the end of video. I hope you understand the concept of maps, and you will be able to answer in your PTU examination various elements that are there on map on, and what a cartography is. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Keep watching our videos, keep supporting us. Have a great day.